Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. Y'all, I can really take off this scarf. It is 92 in the tunnel. I came to check on everything. It's been 48 hours. I didn't get out of here yesterday. Y'all know this time change is messing me up. But it's 48 degrees outside and it is 92 degrees in the tunnel. It's early afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock or so. I have been literally back to back in meetings all day since 9 something this morning. And so I'm tired of talking. And I needed to get out of my office. I came outside to get me a little bit of sunshine and to come check on the tunnel before it gets dark, because I only have like a quick break. But y'all, it's 92 degrees out here. It feels amazing. And I think I'm going to let it stay open, at least the front door, for the next 2 to 3 hours until it gets dark, to just get some air and circulation in here, because it's 92 degrees and I need to water. I see some of my stuff does need water. And then I also checked the back of the house before I came in, and before I came in here, and I let up the sides on the row cover, not both sides, but just one side on each bed to kind of let some air, wind, and circulation get through there. Obviously, it's much cooler where it is because it's 48 degrees outside, but at least let it get some air and some circulation. It's supposed to get down to, I think, 25 tonight. Last night was around 32. The night before that was like 34. So it's steadily being cold, steadily being cold. When I looked at the 10-day forecast for the next 10 days, there are a couple of days in about 5 or 6 days or so where the high is going to be 60. That's going to feel great. So, you know how the seasons go here or there. But anyway, I came to check on the tunnel. I thought I would take you with me because I want to show you something. Let me show you. Okay, I want you to look at that here. Do you see that? Do you see that? There's 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato. You can't see the other one. 4 potato. Okay, do you see that? I'm gonna tell you what that is in just a minute. But let's walk down here and I'm gonna show you one more thing. And I'm gonna tell you what that is as well. So let's walk down here. Look, y'all, on the way. Look at the peppers. Done. So we came, remember, we harvested a few days ago. That night, it got down low. The next morning I came. That's how they looked. They are completely done. They are done. So we'll get them out of here soon. But let me show you this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me tell you why I'm showing you this. So the first place I stopped and that I showed you, those are carrots. And those are carrots that we started as seed and I transplanted out. Remember, I told you I was going to do an experiment, and I started some carrots as seeds, and I've transplanted them. They've been in the ground for a week. Y'all, it looks like they're growing. It looks like they are growing. Then the second thing I showed you were my beets. These are also beets that I started in soil blocks. The carrots I started in a pot, but the beets I started in a soil block. You guys were with me when I did it, and I transplanted them out. They're growing. Look at them. They're growing, they're growing, they're growing. So let me back up. So if you haven't been following me, I did a couple of experiments. I tried to do some beets, and my beets have not germinated well in the back of the house. Like, they just didn't germinate well. I have a couple here in the high tunnel that I did that germinated okay, but I resowed the beets like 2 or 3 times, no germination. So I said, you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. Now, most gardeners and any research that you do will tell you that beets and carrots do not like to be transplanted. They want you to direct sow them and not start them as seeds, right? But because I tried it that way and it wasn't working, I'm like, what do I have to lose to try it a different way? So I started the beets as in soil blocks. I have a video where I did that, and I have transplanted them out, and they have been fine. I really believe they're going to grow and be full grown adult beets. And on the carrots, now they're still tiny, but They did germinate in the pot, and I took the stuff that was in the pot, and I put it in the soil. It's been in there in a week, and it's not dead. It looks like it's thriving and that it's doing good. So I say all that to say, y'all, don't let these Google people and these master gardeners keep you from experimenting in your garden. What was the worst that was going to happen? It didn't grow. But now I know for myself, right? Now I know for myself. And I want to show you one other thing. Let me show you what other experiment I did. Now look at these carrots. These are becoming full-grown adults. They're not even babies. Look at these pretty things. Let me tell you the special story behind these. Now, those are carrots that I took from when I was thinning out another set of carrots in my beds. I was thinning carrots out, and so you know how you thin them out, you pull them out the root, or you snippet it. And all I did was I took the part that I thinned out and I put it in the soil to see if it would grow. New carrots. Yes. Now, this is the same type of thing that I did this summer with my tomato cuttings. Remember, I took some, as I pruned my tomatoes, I took some of those cuttings and I made me some new tomato plants. They grew and gave me more tomatoes, right? So I didn't know. Again, you guys may be thinking, yeah, Barbara, I've done that before. It works. Well, yeah, I didn't know. It's my first time. So I thinned out my carrots. I took the cuttings from the thinned out carrots and put them in the ground. And those things have taken root and they're growing. And I got more carrots out of it for free. Now, again, if I had the time, I could take all of my thinned out carrots and plant them. I haven't had time. I only did that as an experiment to see if it would work. But now I know. So y'all, I'm so excited. I just wanted to bring you into the tunnel with me. Y'all, it looks good out here. Everything looks so green and so lush. I'm gonna show you one more thing. But I just wanted to encourage you to experiment in your garden. I know there is a way to do things. There is a best way to do things, but sometimes you try to be the good soldier and do it the right way. Plant, direct sow what you're supposed to direct sow. Start seeds the way you're supposed to. Start them when you want to, when it says to. But sometimes we don't quite hit the mark. Either it doesn't do it the way it's supposed to, or we have a life or a time schedule and we can't get it in when it's supposed to get in. Try anyway. What do you have to lose? Seeds, right? But in the grand scheme of things, if you don't try, you'll never know. And if you try and it works, you get more food. So I just want to encourage you to experiment in your garden. And you just saw, I started some beets. I transplanted them. They're doing fine. I started some carrot seeds. I've transplanted them and they appear to be doing fine. And I took some thinnings from the carrots and they seem to be doing fine. So be encouraged. I want to know where have you gone rogue in your garden? Where have you gone rogue and done something that you're like, that ain't really what the book says, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let me know. Drop it down below. Give me some ideas. Because I'm all about experiment. I'm all about being a rebel in my own garden, right? It's mine. Now, let me show you one more thing that brought me joy when I came out to the tunnel. Y'all, look at my flowers. Oh, my alyssum has come into bloom. This is my first time growing alyssum, and I did that from seed. My calendula has bloomed. I did that from seed. Those are pansies that are growing nicely. There's some more calendula. I don't know if that's a little tiny bee. I don't know what that is. But y'all, look at that color. That just makes me happy. It makes me so happy that in cold weather, we're not in the dead of the winter yet, but we're approaching it. And to come out here and see this life, oh. Y'all know flowers make me happy, but especially this time of the year, because I've said before, there's not much that grows with color in the fall and the winter that's above ground. So I have, of course, like my Merlot lettuce that puts some color so that everything is not all green. I do have a couple of Snapdragons and some Dusty Miller in one of my beds. But for the most part, everything is green. And green is a good color. It's a good color. But I like to see colors in my garden. I love to see flowers. And so I'm glad to have that little flower bed with my pansies, my alyssum. and my calendula. So that just makes me happy. And again, when you're frigid and you're cold, you come into the hot tunnel, it's warm. Or when you got to your back porch or your patio and you see just a pretty flower that gives color. It just, I don't know, it gives hope, it gives life. It makes me happy. So it just makes me happy. So I got to get to the business of watering. And again, when the weather is like this, you want to water when it's not so cold. Now, the fact that it's 90 something degrees in here, I should be fine. And it'll be at least 3 or 4 more hours before it gets, you know, the temperature drops down. So I'm going to water not too heavy, but lightly in some of the places where I've just recently planted stuff that needs some more water. And then I may close it back up just so that the heat stays in. We'll see. I'll take a look at the forecast and just see how much longer before it gets, you know, below 40. So you want to water when it's above 40 degrees. And again, it's 90 something degrees in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and water, but I just wanted to pop in and show you guys because I was excited because that's what I came down here to check on. Is like, let me just see if my stuff is doing what I think it may be doing. And it is. And everything else in here looks amazing. So yeah, I'm excited. So I hope that you're having an amazing day. I hope this encouraged you to not be so by the book. You know, it's okay to be like that in your life. But I mean, when you're in the garden and when you're homesteading, experiment. That's how you're going to know. And always ask yourself, what's the worst possible thing that could happen? Right? So be encouraged. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Whenever you see this video, remember, this is all a journey. We're growing, we're learning together. I'll see you next time, friend.